Do you often have people asking you for advice about their next trip, but they don't book with you? Do you get messages or comments like, hey girl, what is your advice on blah blah blah? And then you give them your advice, or they watch your videos and then they book with Costco or they book through the vendor. Why do you think that is? That's what we're going to talk about today, so let's get into it. Welcome to the Before You Plan the Magic podcast. I'm your host, Sam, from the Happiest Things Collective. This podcast is for travel agents that aren't exactly Disney obsessed, but they want to make sure their client has the best trip possible, or maybe you just love talking Disney. Either way, you're all welcome here, so let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to the collective. If you are new, my name is Sam. I am a travel agent turned agency owner, and now I am working on building a community of travel agents that we can use to encourage one another, inspire one another, and just give advice. So if you are interested in any of that, make sure that you are subscribed here and go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and you can even join the Discord and hang out with us there. So let's get into it. I see a lot of these posts on Facebook pages that are targeted towards travel agents saying like, hey, I have friends or acquaintances that will send me a message and ask me for my advice, and then they don't book with me. What do you do about that? And then I had something happen to me where, so I teach a fitness class, and I have some people in my class that are regulars, and I'll be honest, like most people that don't know me but know me, you know what I mean, that are like acquaintances of mine, they probably don't know that I'm in the travel industry. Most of them don't, because especially when I'm at the gym, I just go and work out and leave, so they don't know. Anyways, that doesn't matter. But I have a regular in my class, and we had just been talking about the 2025 bookings opening up for Disney, and she was like, oh yeah, I have already booked my trip. It's like, I'm so excited. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, people really are gung-ho about planning for 2025. And so I was like, well, if you have any questions, anything like that, feel free to ask me. I don't care to help you out, whatever. So she goes, well, thanks, but I think I've got it. I've been watching TikToks and YouTube videos, and I know where I'm going to eat and all that stuff. So, but yeah, thanks. And I was like, oh, okay. And that got me thinking, what is our content saying about us as travel agents? Because I think the problem is that people get us confused with travel influencers. So I want to look at the differences between those two things. Okay, so first let's talk about how an influencer gets paid, or what an influencer is. So an influencer is someone that spends their time building an audience of engaged followers, okay? They build this great platform. That's what they spend their time doing, creating content in order to grow a following, because they get paid through platforms, sponsorships, affiliates, that kind of thing. So they need that audience in order to be paid. And they are going out, creating content. Let's think of somebody in the Disney travel space. Let's think of Mammoth Club. So Mammoth Club makes all their content about traveling, like 3 best friends traveling, and they give you tips on Genie Plus, and they do resort stays, and they talk about all kinds of Disney tips and tricks. But they don't need to book your trip to get paid. They get paid through advertisements on YouTube. They get paid through brand deals with like undercover tourists, things like that. And then they have their own membership platform that they have monetized as well. So they're not looking to book you for a trip. They're just offering their opinions and perspectives in order for them to get engagement and get paid through platforms, ad sponsorships. Okay, now travel agents. We need to build that community, but we don't just need them to engage with us, we need them to book with us. So how do we bridge that gap? We need to make sure that our marketing is not influencer marketing. We need to make sure that it's agent marketing. So our calls to action are not going to be the same as Disney Food Blog or Mammoth Club. We might offer the same types of tips, and we would, be comparable in that way, but we need to move our engaging followers into our clients in order to make our paychecks, because that's how we do it. So how do we make sure our following knows what our end goal is? Well, we need to tell them. They need to know that we take care of the booking. So, and we do that by leading with our service. We can't just offer tips. That doesn't work, because our followers can take those tips and use them without ever needing our service. We need to make sure we are leading with our service so our clients know, oh, when I book with them, this is the value that I am getting through them. So, for example, when we talk about dining, and let's say your service includes matching your travel parties with the restaurants that work best for their travel party. Let's just do that. So instead of saying, here are my top 5 favorite Magic Kingdom quick service restaurants, and then you just, you're showing little clips of each favorite place with your favorite meal or whatever. Okay, what action is the viewer going to take when they see that reel? If you're just like, here's my 5 favorite things, well, they're just gonna save it, which would be great. Or if you're like me and you forget that that function even exists, they'll probably just make a note in their phone or on a sticky note, because that's how my brain works, and then move on with their lives. And they'll maybe try one of those 5 things. Okay? Because we're not asking them for an action, they don't make an action. We need to direct our potential clients into what we need them to do. So we need to talk about how we use our service to match your dining preferences. We need to talk about how our service includes booking the dining for you. Our service includes blah, 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 blah. But in order to do this, you have to know what your service is. So first step is knowing your service. What do you offer? Because we're not just booking engines. People can book their own trips. That's not what we are. We are a service. So what is your service beyond the booking portion? We need to make sure that we know that, and we need to make sure that we are communicating that to our potential clients. And then we need to move them along in the process of, the booking phases. So this is where those 4 buyer phases come in. You've got, your awareness, consideration, conversion, and loyalty. And if you are in our sticker subscription, we talk about this a lot because those are the buyer phases. We got to move those bad boys through the buyer phase. So when you are creating content, we can't just be throwing tips out there and hoping that somebody sends us a message. We need to be purposefully creating content with one of those phases in mind so that our audience knows how to respond to the content that they are viewing. So once we are aware of our service, then we need to create a strategic content plan that fits with our goals and our service so that we're not randomly just posting things just to get them up on the internet. So we need to, okay, let's do a little brainstorming right here. So we need to have a goal. Let's say my goal is to increase my Disney commissions through bigger packages. So one of those could be by selling more dining plan. Because if I sell more dining plan, even if I'm still selling to value resort guests, that's going to bump my commissions up because I'm going to make money off of the dining plan. So that's a goal, make more money through Disney commissions by selling dining plan. So we need to think of content that promotes the buying of the dining plan. So we could talk about how doing the quick service dining plan is like turning your Disney World resort vacation into an all-inclusive stay because most of their food would be included. So that's just one thing. But then you have to say like, make sure that you meet with me so that I can teach you how to use the dining plan in all of its glory and you're not losing money. Go ahead and schedule your consultation with me today. Use this link, blah, blah, blah. So you have to have a call to action that works with your goals. Okay, we're not just flinging things up there and just giving your favorite tips. Doing your favorite tips is really great. It shows your authority on your destinations, but the call to action has to point to a booking or a consultation, something that we can actually make money. Because just giving tips to people does not make us money for the most part. If you have a big enough audience and you're a travel agent and you're a travel influencer, I guess you could do both. But if you are a travel agent and you're wanting to grow your agency, your call to actions have to point towards bookings. I hope that makes sense. So basically, influencers, their job is to group all of these, let's say like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people in order to make money from platforms, advertisements, partnerships, affiliates, la-di-da-di-da. Travel agents, we don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of thousands of people. We just need a small group of our potential clients that we can teach to get them to that booking process in order to make our commissions, because that makes our money. So I hope that helps. I want to challenge you to audit your social media this week. Go on there as if you are a stranger, just scrolling through whatever platform that you like the best. Watch some of your videos and see if your call to action sticks out to you and if it would lead you to book a consultation with you. So see if that matches. and if you are pointing towards your goals. And I guess I will see you guys later. I hope that you come and hang out with me. Make sure that you follow on Instagram. That's where I hang out most of the time. And come chat on Discord, and make sure you're subscribed here so that you get all the latest updates. And I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you next time. Bye!